Imagine that some preacher came along, and let's say it's me, and I come and speak at your church, and I'm there halfway through my talk, and suddenly these riot police just burst in through the door, and they're wearing these kind of black, SWAT team suits, and they've got their shields, they've got their batons, they've got their helmets on, and they come bursting in. And at that point I say, "Who are you looking for?" And they say, "Andy of Watford." And then I say, "I am he." What would you do if at that point all these riot police who are fully armed just fell on the ground? You'd think, gosh, that's pretty weird. I wasn't expecting that to happen. This is what happens in the story that we read today. They come to arrest Jesus, a big crowd of people who are armed. He's not armed, he's there. And he says to them, "Who are you looking for?" And they say, "Jesus of Nazareth." And he says, "I am he." And this crowd, fully armed, fall to the floor. And at that point he says to them, you can almost imagine him sort of leaning over, "Sorry, who are you looking for?" And they say, "Jesus of Nazareth," as they lie there. And he says, "Well, if you're looking for me, let everybody else go." What's happening here is that it's a little like when you go up a mountain and everything surrounding you is cloudy, and then for a moment the clouds part and you suddenly see the view beneath. It's like for a moment Jesus lets them get a glimpse of his power. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget how powerful he is, because when someone's your friend and you treat them like a friend, you can forget really who they are. It's like if you were to become friends with Barack Obama or something, and then suddenly you see him standing behind the podium announcing this or announcing that, you might go, "Flip, this guy's actually really powerful. I forgot that because we just been hanging out for a while." Jesus is incredibly powerful. When he says "I am he," actually in the Greek he's not saying "I am he," he's saying "I am." And that's the name of God. When God announces his name back in Exodus chapter 3 to Moses at the burning bush, he says, "My name is I am. I am the I am." The way that we pronounce it today is Yahweh. And then Jesus takes that name of God and he uses it all the way through this gospel. He talks about being the good shepherd. "I am the good shepherd. I am the light of the world. I am the way, the truth, and the life." And here he just says, "I am." And for a moment, their eyes are opened and they realize, oh my word, they can't even stand in his presence. He is powerful. What does that mean for us today? One of the things it means is we fall on our faces before him. We recognize that he is the king of the universe. And one day every knee will bow, the Bible tells us, before Jesus, the king of all, the creator of all, the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end, the one from whom all things have come and to whom all things will eventually return. He is the all-powerful one, and we kneel, we bow, we fall before him. And when you know how kind he is and how loving he is, actually there's an incredible joy that we find in that. It's called worship. When you know how powerful he is, you worship him. And actually it gives you a new insight into what happens next, the cross, because you see, oh, it's not that he couldn't avoid that, it's that he chose it. "Shall I not drink the cup my Father has given me to drink?" Jesus is powerful, and yet he chooses the cross. Dwell on that and think about what that means for us today as we wonder how we use the little bit of power that we might have.